Today in Taipei, a tragic event at a local university has sparked a major investigation. Hi, I'm Leah.
And I'm Garrett.
Welcome to Laid Back Local, the news of the day with Leah and Garrett, coming to you from Taipei. First up, National Taipei University of Technology is in the spotlight after a graduate student's tragic death. The student, a 24-year-old named Wu, died by suicide, and his family and friends say he faced heavy pressure from his advisor. An advisor is the professor who supervises a student's research. They say his thesis topic was changed multiple times, at least 4 times since January, which can be destabilizing when you're trying to do long-term work on a deadline. Taipei Tech says it has suspended the professor's teaching duties, and the university has launched a formal investigation while expressing condolences to Wu's family. The student union, which represents students on campus, is pushing for clearer complaint systems and a smoother advisor change process. In plain terms, that means easier ways to report problems and to switch advisors without risking delays to graduation. The stakes are high here for both the university and the student community. This case underscores how intense the pressure can be in graduate programs and how support systems need to function quickly when something feels off.
Yeah, that hits different. 4 thesis changes in a few months is a lot. Even if research evolves, that pace is really disruptive. The big picture here is the system. When mentorship, workload, and mental health support don't align, students can feel trapped. Universities need clear, fast complaint paths and, real protections so asking for help doesn't risk your degree. That's something to chew on, huh?
Real talk. Why do thesis topics get changed so often in the first place?
Sometimes it's legit. New data comes in, funding shifts, or a project proves unworkable. But when changes pile up without structure or support, the process itself can become the stressor. That's where consistent oversight and, honestly, backup options for students matter. All right, let's roll on. Taiwanese authorities have busted an alleged AI server smuggling ring. Prosecutors in Keelung, which is our northern port city, detained 3 men suspected of planning to smuggle high-end servers to China, Hong Kong, and Macau. These were supermicrocomputer servers. That's a U.S. company that makes data center machines, and they contained advanced NVIDIA chips. NVIDIA is the U.S. firm behind many of the most powerful AI processors. Those particular chips are restricted for export to certain regions, meaning you can't legally ship them there without approval due to national security and tech control rules. Prosecutors and the Coast Guard conducted raids on May 20th and confiscated evidence. They say the suspects used false customs information. That's where the document forgery charge comes in. Forgery means faking official paperwork to slip goods through. The suspects were deemed flight risks, so detention followed.
That's so wild. Each server reportedly goes for around 10 million new Taiwan dollars. For context, that's a single machine worth the price of a small apartment deposit. The case shines a light on how tech trade and geopolitics intersect. When you've got export restrictions, you also need strong, smart enforcement at ports and in paperwork checks. It's a reminder that AI hardware isn't just about speed. It's also about who gets access. Quick question, why are these chips restricted in the first place?
Short version. Governments use export controls to limit where the most advanced computing power can go, because those chips can accelerate military, surveillance, and strategic applications, not just commercial AI. So the goal is to slow sensitive uses outside approved channels.
Next up. A portable altitude chamber saved a hiker's life in central Taiwan. On April 29th, a hiker developed severe altitude sickness. That's when thin air at high elevation causes dangerous symptoms like confusion and trouble breathing. Poor weather delayed a helicopter rescue, so first responders used a portable altitude chamber, or PAC. Think of it as a tough sealed bag that you pump with a foot pump to raise the air pressure around the patient, effectively simulating a rapid descent. That simulation buys precious time. It stabilizes vital signs until you can actually move the person down or get an airlift. In this case, the PAC kept her stable through the weather delay. It's a non-electric tool, lightweight, and honestly a game changer for mountain rescues when the skies won't cooperate.
Love a good rabbit hole. The pack is such a clever low-tech fix for a high-risk moment. And get this, some hikers have reportedly mistaken these chambers for trash bins and damaged them. Definitely not what I expected. Better labeling and awareness could help. I'm down for wider adoption. If more mountain teams and even guided groups had one on hand, that's real life-saving potential. All right, let's switch it up. The search is on for a missing anteater at Taipei Zoo. Blackie, a 12-year-old female lesser anteater, also called a tamandua, slipped out of her enclosure and has been missing for 2 days. The zoo says a banana tree in the habitat broke, letting her climb onto an artificial rock and out. She's nocturnal, meaning most active at night, which makes spotting her trickier. Zoo staff have stepped up patrols and added cameras. They believe Blackie is shy and likely hiding. They're asking for public assistance. If someone does see a small, pale yellow and black anteater with a long snout, don't approach. Just contact the zoo with the location. Spring growth can make habitats lush, but the zoo notes it can also unintentionally create escape routes, like this broken tree path.
What a twist. I totally get the safety concern here. Secure enclosures have to account for plants changing over time, not just the walls and fences. The banana tree breaking and giving Blackie a route to the rock feels like a freak chain of events, but it's a reminder to keep doing those seasonal checks. Public awareness helps too. Eyes and ears in the neighborhoods around the zoo could make the difference. Quick question, why would vegetation create escape routes so easily?
Plants grow fast in spring, branches bend or break, and suddenly an animal-sized bridge appears over a barrier. It's like an unintended ladder. Routine pruning and storm checks are the countermeasure.
Last up, Taiwan sees a significant drop in fraud losses amid a crackdown. The Justice Ministry reports losses fell about 27% in the first quarter compared to last year. They credit tighter cross-border crime cooperation and stronger anti-money laundering measures. Anti-money laundering means tracking and blocking dirty money flows, so scammers can't move cash as easily. Officials also announced a new national risk assessment and plans to sharpen prevention strategies. At an international forum on cross-border crime, they highlighted how virtual assets and complex money flows complicate investigations. Think crypto hopping and quick transfers across jurisdictions. Even with the progress, they're signaling more upgrades are coming.
Yeah, that checks out. A 26.9% drop is no small swing. It shows that when agencies share intel and track the money trail, scammers have a harder time cashing out. Still, the playbook keeps changing, so staying nimble matters. New scams pop up where the guard is down. Keep it chill, but keep it sharp.
All right, that ties it up nicely.
That's all for today from Laid Back Local, the news of the day with Leah and Garrett, reporting from Taipei. Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.